All right, before we kick things off, I want to talk about the presenting sponsor of this show. It's Miller Lite. Whatever you're looking forward to this season, there's one thing that pairs well with every great moment, and it's a nice cold Miller Lite. At just 96 calories a can, Miller Lite is the only light beer you'll want to celebrate with all season long. So whether you're at the stadium playing fantasy football or watching the game at home or at the bar, Miller Lite is here to make your football season taste like Miller time, because it's Miller time all season long. Isn't that right, White Sox Dave?
Yeah, Rico, before we started recording here, was saying he's got an hour time limit because he's got to hit the airport Chili's and throw back a couple of Miller Lights before he gets on the plane. That's a necessity, especially for a night flight.
Part of the reason
Miller
I got
Lite
clear was for Miller Lite.
And calories don't count on the road, but luckily if they did, they're only 96.
Yeah.
That's right.
3.2 carbs if you're trying to, be a little keto. I don't know if you can be a little keto. I think it's either or, but, you get my point.
It helps. I mean, everything.
Yeah. It's a light beer.
But it's not light on taste, though.
Nope.
So make it Miller time all season long. Get Miller Lite delivered right to your door. Visit MillerLite.com/redline, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. Just make sure you celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories, 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces, as these guys just mentioned. Shout out Miller Lite. And on that note, welcome to the Mid Show, presented by Miller Lite. We are in the Yak studio, or the gambling cave room. So Rico Bosco is back, as you just heard. Rico, welcome back.
Thanks.
Last time we saw you was the football field, and you fielded no less than 8 phone calls in my car.
Yeah, it's a point of contention, apparently. I do not want to be on the phone. I think you heard those things needed to get done. Things needed to get done on the
guy.
phone.
Did you get them done?
Oh, no, it's still a disaster, but at least I got answers of how bad a disaster it was.
This is home shit,
right?
They
built, it was like you built my house.
I know your pain.
That's a ricochet shot.
You don't want me building that.
They tear it up, and you discover that there was 4 to 6 feet of a void underneath. And they built it on pieces of plywood that look like 3 morons in a physics class. You got a problem. So now you got to figure out
foundation.
Avoid the upside down under your kitchen, or what?
Kind of. That's what it looks like right now. The house literally looks like the upside down. Yeah.
The picture is jarring.
It's wild.
Can you show the picture?
100%.
The picture, it's legit. It's built over a crawl space with 4 slats. I don't know how you didn't go through.
That's the thing. The guy, when he was fixing it, they're like, we're going to leave because we're going to sue you. Look at this. There's just 4 feet empty underneath. They're supposed to be.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's a disaster, dude.
And no one knew that beforehand.
No, it's for sale by owner, so whatever. He's down in Florida enjoying his money. Be a real shame if he got fucking COVID or sunburn or fucking whatever.
Yeah.
So where's
I hope he gets a sunburn.
I hope he gets
a bad one. Yeah,
mild.
Mild
that can lead to worse things.
maybe a seafood allergy or a bad diarrhea.
Really, you know what? Hiccups. Shout out my boy Timmy. He had hiccups for 7 days straight. So that's what I hope this guy gets. Nothing terminal, but really
maybe
annoying shit.
Restaurant loses his reservation or something.
Yeah. Be a shame if the ride is maybe down in Florida. I start sending guys to tail him a little bit.
Where's
got mysterious tires just out and shit.
So where is this by owner as far as the enemies list?
Top every day, anytime anything breaks, and it's sick. This is how I'm going back to old me, but it's not his fault. But I'm just that motherfucker every time everything.
But I feel if he genuinely didn't know, I feel you kind of got to tell people if there's no bottom to your floor.
Yeah,
it seems important.
Did you do a home inspection?
Yeah, but you can't dig up the floor.
That's
and,
how
it is by code.
Yeah,
it's just it's not an add-on, so they didn't build anything illegally, so you can't really sue. But it's a whole fucking.
I officially
it's just everything. Everything was half-assed. I think what it really comes down to is the people even he bought it from.
Yeah,
this is what these contractors are telling me when they come in, because I don't know anything. They're the piping is all convoluted, and we're gonna do this, and it's hidden behind a wall and all this shit, and it's not really on him, but he's the guy who's just gonna catch the stray. So it's
yeah. But I don't know. I kind of feel like if you sell a house that's made out of popsicle sticks, then that's kind of that's on you.
He said there's one beam supporting the whole house. It's fucking it's nuts.
You always wonder, how did they get away with it? You have these rules now.
Your contractors didn't exist technically. It was just people building their own houses.
This is also my biggest fear, because what you just said, I don't know anything. Yeah. I don't know anything.
And not knowing anything sucks.
Yeah.
I think it's
Oh, it's hard.
a blessing.
Car shit and house
Be
shit.
able to fix different things. I don't know how to fix anything.
Yeah, that's
why I got in a big, like, the Ebo was laughing because he's like, I had to go in the hardware store and the guy, I'm like, I need help. And they're like, all right, do you know what aisle? Like, we'll send somebody back there. I'm like, listen, I was like, I could give you a general idea of where I have to go based on stuff I'm like looking at. I was like, but why don't you send the guy here in the front?
Yeah.
And then I could tell him what's going on, and then he can walk me to the aisle rather than me waiting in aisle 7 and then just moving to aisle 9 anyway. He's like, all right, I guess that makes sense. I'm like, no, that does make sense. Like,
You don't guess. You know that
it's
makes
like
sense.
having an
Yeah.
idiot. Like,
Was this local or a big box hardware?
that was the thing. It was a mom and pop. I'm still giving it to the mom and pops.
Oh, good.
So
Good
it's
on
nice.
you.
Have you had any bad house shit yet? I've only been here a couple months. So.
You own?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know you
yeah.
owned.
Yeah, I
oh,
bought
it's the worst.
mid-June. I bought a place. Nothing that has been like, oh fuck, it's broke. All shit that I wanted to do, which equally sucks as much.
Yeah,
just as much.
It's expected though, the unexpected thing, because like your furnace will go out, mine's on the fritz. My entire bathroom I had to gut. It's hell on earth, and dealing with those phone calls. I thought it was just you were answering phone calls from like Smacky
it would have been.
Gables.
Oh no, it's like I was not answering the phone. Like, how was your day? It's like,
Well, you did take a jet ski call.
Oh,
yeah, that's for a show. That's also
yeah,
work.
yeah.
So in the middle of this, and even when I said it, I'm like, I'm drowning here. Like,
Yeah, White Sox Dave, he put his foot through his tub, but I don't.
For the exact same reason. So I
But
bought.
no, I don't know if that's the case though, right? I think it was just a weak tub.
It was-
it was bad.
So
Weak-ass tub.
it was
weak porcelain.
it wasn't porcelain. It was like a hybrid plastic thing.
A fiberglass,
Like
probably.
fiber or something. It wasn't hard though. It had some bend to it, but it was a jacuzzi tub. They built a jacuzzi tub into the wall and tile with nothing under the tub. So there was like this much gap between the bottom of the tub and the actual floor. And over years, just microfractures or whatever. And one morning, step in it, foot right through it, down to the fucking disgusting, dusty, dirty floorboard.
It's like who's
Spiders?
the guy?
plus your foot might have
Probably.
got stuck. Technically,
It was like my heel,
cut up. And
but
Did you get sliced?
no, I didn't.
so you weren't able to? You weren't
was
able to take a bubble bath after?
There's a family that lives underneath me. There was like water running into their ceiling and shit. It was a whole fucking thing. It took me months to fix that. It's the worst thing on earth.
That happened like right after you got it, too,
Like
right?
2 weeks. I never even used the jacuzzi tub.
you were owning or you didn't rent?
No, I own.
Oh, you own.
The shower naps were on hiatus.
They were. Because I only had the stand up shower
Back when
after
I
that.
He was falling in the deep end.
You're a shower nap guy?
When I got the spins, it was the only thing that could calm it down.
What? How do you lay? Mummy style? Are you on your side?
Anyway, dude, you
All
lay
fours?
down and the room is just spinning. And you're
I do
You're
it
in
when
the
I'm
toilet bowl
home.
with the water park.
Turn
I gotta
all the
figure
lights
this
out.
out.
You crank the shower head to like the wall, and as hot as your skin can handle. It's like
Wait,
a little
you're saying in
sauna.
bed or in the shower?
In the shower.
You just sit under it and let it kind of hit your head.
But like, are you?
Or
are
I
you
let it-
mumming What are you doing with your hands?
Uh,
How are you fitting in the tub?
no, this is like like an actual shower. Like,
Oh.
picture getting in the actual
Not a-
shower.
Our lights on.
Flat surface, like not a tub.
like a,
it can't
like
also
a shower
be bad.
base, like it's like
It's
a,
just a
almost looks
square room?
plate. Yeah.
Okay.
You just sit on the floor on that thing.
Talking like a
Okay.
coffin shower?
Yeah, or like a hotel shower if you go out and you're really banged up. You
Those
just
aren't
sit-
very long. You got to be in the fetal
A
position.
coffin?
Listen, coming from what? If you're laying,
This guy's I don't like that he asked you what you do with your hands. Like,
All
Well,
right.
that's what I asked Dave.
it's
and
mostly
I'm
just
getting-
like
It's
trying,
imagine
it's like
taking
this,
a bath,
trying to get
like
the pain
you're
away.
relaxed.
You're a mummy.
Bath like a
wondering if
mummy.
it was like
No,
this.
it's that, or it's mostly just trying to get the pain away.
this guy's trying to ask if you put fingers in the drain or something.
Not what I did. That's what he's trying to ask through me.
No, this guy.
I
this
do think
guy's-
baths are just kind of gross.
This guy's a
I
pervert.
think what is?
Baths are kind of gross.
They are.
Yeah,
So I do the bath position, like I lay down and close my eyes, turn all the lights off, and relax. But with the shower,
yeah,
on.
and then, but it's not really hitting your head. That's in a bath.
I just steam myself out basically.
Baths are
feet.
baths are gross, but hear me out on saying that there's something satisfying about after seeing the dirtiness, like being like, all right, I'm clean.
Well, then you have to just still shower, though.
Yes.
Sure, but even like when you wash your hands and it's like you're playing softball or whatever.
You're
come in.
seeing mud in that tub.
After
Not
softball.
like that. But like if you played a game, then you hop in and you took a bath for some reason. I haven't taken a bath.
If you have visible dirt on you can't be hopping.
No. He's saying this like he's done it before.
Oh, yeah.
He's soaked in filth.
You're just sitting there soaking in your.
I
softball
genuinely
water?
haven't, but I'm just using the example. I mean, I haven't played softball in years, so that's why it's not like that's why it's not factual. But like just even washing your hands and you're seeing like a little
Seeing the dirty water.
Yeah, it's like all right, there's
Cleansed.
something a little satisfying about that, in my opinion.
Gross.
I haven't taken a bath in a long time. When's your flight tonight?
7:40.
How?
Don't shouldn't say bleep that out in case Andrew Augustus is listening.
Who's that?
Who's
This isn't
that?
live till tomorrow.
Asking when people fucking show up at O'Hare or something.
Why?
Weirdo.
He works for TMZ.
I don't know. He's with Kirk, and then he said he wanted to avoid me, but then that makes me.
Oh,
like,
I
what
saw
am
that.
gonna attack
Yeah.
him. Like it was a weird storyline. John Rich covered it, so
Were you gonna attack him? Do you have beef with him?
I might not have known who he was.
Now you do.
Yeah, now I do.
Yeah. But that guy seemed genuine.
Yeah, I know, but it's just,
So he's like a crazy
you
person.
got to know that's gonna get out, though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, well, so what are the chances you run into anybody at an airport?
Almost zero.
I feel like I'm missing something here. What's the story? Can you tell?
Yeah, I missed the thumb too.
He's trying to be Kirk's producer, and was flying to Cancun, had a layover here from Boston apparently, and reached out to John Rich and was like, "Hey, do you know when Rico and certain guys like fly into Chicago?" And John Rich was like, "Why?" And the text came at like 5 a.m. And John Rich was like, "I don't know. I'm normal. Why?" And he's like, "Oh, I just don't want to like run into him." And John Rich is like, "Do you think he's like gonna do something to you, or like like whatever?" It really made no sense. Like to drag me into something I had no idea what.
Does he actually work for us?
No, he's trying to be Kirk's producer.
Okay.
So that was even more of a bizarre. Like it was just bizarre.
Is he a front runner or no?
I don't think so. I think he's so weird that.
Too weird even for Kirk?
Yes. Yeah.
For this company, there's a lot of weirdos.
There are a
here.
lot of weirdos.
Myself especially.
But yeah,
specifically.
I don't know if he's in the front running.
That's the first time I think I ever heard you.
I think there was a new
weird.
emerging guy in there too.
I got plenty of
Coleman.
weird tendencies. I just talked about how I take shower naps.
Yeah, but,
Yeah, but
you've
you've
always
never-
denied how they're weird.
You've always said they're normal as shit.
I never said they're normal as shit or weird. I said that don't knock it until you try it.
Try it, Ed.
And
Then when we try to paint it as weird, you're like, nope.
I think
I think a bat's weird.
Coleman may have emerged.
Who's that?
I know Coleman.
The guy who used to work for us.
Oh,
He
yeah,
did the
yeah, yeah.
rundown and stuff like that. He was guest producing Kirk's thing. I think he might be in the running.
Good guy.
I think he's moving up the list.
Good.
We have some strange breaking news. I don't know if you guys saw this.
What?
It was Harry just sent it to me. It was tweeted by John Z Sports. Only 5,000 followers, but 186 retweets, 442 quote tweets so far. Breaking. According to sources familiar with the situation, both Halas Hall and Alan Williams' home have been raided in connection with an undisclosed incident.
Dude.
Alan Williams' home was raided Sunday night after the team's week 1 loss. Halas Hall was raided this morning.
All right, so
Dude.
what the fuck?
I got a buddy. I'm not going to say his name.
So I blogged this earlier because right after the Fields press conference where he was like, "What's the problem?" He's like, "Fucking coaching." They asked Eberflus, does he still have a defensive coordinator? He goes, "I can't comment on that." So it's like, well, what the fuck is going on?
You guys, it's 2 weeks into the season. You guys are already falling apart.
Apparently,
See,
Hall's getting ripped.
when Chicago teams are bad, Rico, there's usually a lot of off the field drama that comes with it that just makes it really embarrassing.
So I guess I didn't pay close enough attention, or didn't realize how bad the last 10 years have been. I said that I associate there's certain teams I think I'm just more comfortable with being good, like the Steelers, the Spurs. I put you guys in there from those years of Cutler. Like it felt like you were better.
The Lovey years
up on McMahon. So I guess I gave you more credit than I should have.
no, they're always
Bears have
fucking
been
terrible.
horrific.
Even like the Lovey years, like he was here for a decade, right? Just about 10 years. I feel like they went to 1 Super Bowl, and I think maybe they went to 2 conference championships.
One where they lost to the Pack,
Yeah.
or I hate the Pack saying the Pack. I think just one.
just
But
like
overall,
it was
but
above
they were
average.
typically competitive.
Yeah, that's
in
what I'm
those years.
Like I equate it to like their
They were
bottom.
steady.
Their bottom never got really bad.
No,
Like,
no,
look
no,
at
no.
the Atlanta Braves.
Like they'd have the
they've
5,
never-
6, 7 win years, but they were never like fucking. Never
We
had the
had-
first pick.
We've had before we have as many playoff appearances, I believe, as the Jets since 1990.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So that really puts it into perspective.
Yeah,
The
we may
wide
have one
receiver
more.
stat is crazy.
Yeah,
And in
that's
all
wild.
your years, you never had anybody who could do anything.
I mean, we're the kings of bad stat every week. Last week it was a Justin Jefferson one.
Mm-hmm.
This week it's C.J. Stroud has more 300-yard passing games than Justin Fields.
Crazy.
We're the kings of just
But you would
every
think a
bad
guy-
stat.
Wait, what was the Justin Jefferson one?
Justin Jefferson has more receiving yards than any Bear in
Ever.
history.
A Bear who's receiving yards for the Bear.
Yeah. And
So they-
what has he
yeah.
played? This
But
is
you would
third
think
season?
if a guy puts together, because I think he had 5,000 yards. If a guy played 9 years at like 750 a pop, am I doing the math right?
Yeah, but it's like when
That's like not even a good season.
when you're like, hey, like name all the top Bears wide receivers, like the first name that comes to my mind is like Curtis Conway, and I think he left the Bears like 96.
Yeah.
Marcus Robinson had a few.
Yeah, he had a
years.
couple. Marty
Alshon was
Marty
good.
Booker.
Alshon.
They always have these guys, Brandon Marshall, a couple years at a time, and then it's like, well, you've played for 6 quarterbacks, so they just get out of Dodge.
Crazy.
So that's one thing. Like, sure, if you want to say, like, all right, there's been success in the tenure, we've essentially never achieved offensive success.
Correct.
Success ever.
Not in our lifetimes, really. I mean, there was the one year where they first or second with Cutler.
Yeah, I mean, that was 20.
But that was the extreme exception to the rule. I mean, they're typically just, I mean, they've had a lot of good running backs. I mean, through our life even, like Forte, what's his face? We ordered Thomas Jones.
Yeah.
But it's a bad organization. And
Dude, what could this be?
It's got another one
it's-
from the same guy. More news. Bears legend Charles Tillman broke the news about Ellen Williams to Matt Eberflus, Ryan Poles, and Kevin Warren per sources. Eberflus cried and could not believe what had happened. Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren do not blame Eberflus for having Williams on his staff. What is going on?
he's in the FBI, right? So it's got to be financial.
All right, so I saw that tweet too when I was just looking at my phone. That makes me think that John Z Sports guy is.
Yeah,
because why?
That has my stink meter.
But then
everybody knows Tillman works for the FBI.
Field said
That was real, yeah.
it might be coaching.
Yeah.
But that was
like,
all.
this is. I almost want to just like be like start texting people, be like, what?
I did ask. I asked my buddy who's in the know, and he hasn't gotten back to me.
about the FBI?
No, I just about the original like cryptic quote where it's like can't talk about that right now.
Oh, about if he's a DC?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He hasn't gotten back to me. I'll if he allows me, I'll tell you guys off air or whatever. Anyways, on that press conference today, they people are obviously going fucking crazy because they see a tweet and don't listen to the whole thing and look at it objectively. I didn't really take issue with anything Fields said. On that note, it's like he's like, I'm going to go back to the schoolyard bullshit, paraphrased. It's 100% on him now. It's like he has no excuses. True. It's do or die. Like shit or get off the pot. It's like on Fields. Because everybody's seen the screenshots of him missing all these fucking open receivers 5 times a game, leaving all these air yards on the field. It's completely on him. And I don't know if that's a good thing for the Bears right now because we know what's going to happen. We know that he's going to light it up on the ground. They'll probably win a handful of games. He might look pretty good. And it's just, but heading into 2024, there's going to be that question: can Fields fucking pass? And I don't think he can.
Well, did you hear the quote, or did you just read it?
No, I was only getting cliff notes of what was going on. But he said, I don't know, it might be coaching. That's the clip. And in fairness too, like I say it all the time, the media is looking to eviscerate these guys and take shit.
Yes.
My brother he told me about it. He watched one time. They were talking about locker rooms or something like that, and I think LeBron said something that things could be toxic or whatever in certain places, and somehow Durant was looped into it. And then they went to Durant and was like, what do you think about LeBron saying that you're toxic? Like, totally not fair, but that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
Durant was like, I need to see that before I comment on it. Like, they're looking to fucking take guys down in 5 seconds.
And here it is too. That just reported Kevin Fishbane, Bears QB Justin Fields addressing the media again in the locker room. He wanted to make it clear he wasn't blaming coaches. I can play better, point blank.
And on your blog, you said
I said that because he did that last year with a comment about the fans, and then he had to like circle back and clarify. So when you see him talking, it's just like, all right, like there's going to be a follow up. And the way he said it, it wasn't like he didn't have like a visceral tone where he was like angry. He was just like going through everything off
like
the
what
cuff.
could be, yes.
Yeah. And when he said coaching, I know he meant like, and he elaborated. It was like information overload.
Yeah,
so like,
he's thinking too much.
Yeah, and
It's going to go...
I said this in the blog too. Like anybody who's ever had a golf lesson, the next time they go out, they fucking suck because they're thinking about their hands, thinking about club head, all that kind of stuff. Like you just think too much, and then you just can't do like the basics. So I think that quote, while it was a bad quote, was really to me much ado about nothing. This Alan Williams thing. The way people are like talking about it ominously, and the way that Eberflus wouldn't talk about it this morning, Halas Hall being fucking raided, this is like insane.
Yeah, but listen, don't you think there'd be pictures and shit right now?
I don't like the rumor.
Other than John Z, whoever, and I don't know who John Z is. I don't know who. I'm not
John
shitting
Z
on him, but I
is
feel
either.
like we're seeing we're seeing everything there. We're seeing the jackets. We're seeing it all at this point.
There's like...
Especially if Kevin Fishbane is there.
It does seem like Halas Hall actually got raided. And
But depends on what time. Like if they're raiding it at 5 in the morning,
Hall, it's like where the Bears.
That's true.
if they're raiding it at 5 in the morning, like when they
get raided.
Bro, someone's getting a picture
defensive
of that.
coordinator.
I don't think there would be a picture necessarily if they're doing a 5 a.m.
That's the part I'm misconfused.
We don't know. He did something very bad that caused.
so
He wasn't there last
Halas Hall to
week.
get raided.
He was gone last. He was not on the sidelines last week, and then the media asked him about Alan Williams today. And they're like, "Is he still the defense coordinator?" And he's like, "I don't know."
He just sucks.
Or basically just broke 5 minutes.
They're making
No.
a change or something.
This is all breaking as
Where are you
we're
seeing
speaking.
5 a.m.?
I'm
He's hypothetical.
because I don't think that there's necessarily
10.
like the reason that there was always like pictures of the FBI raids and stuff like that is when the police or somebody leaks it to the media first, so the media is there when they get there. If there is no leaks and they just show up, there's no reason for anybody to have pictures out at 6 in the morning. If the raid happened
That's
day.
got to be one of the funnest jobs in America, though, to be the
raid guy
taking the door.
Oh yeah,
Hell no.
With
You
that
don't think
battering
so?
ram?
No, dude, if there's a crazy person on the other side.
No, but
You know what you're walking into.
I'm saying, when they go, like when they're gonna get the guy or they build a case, like the same thing with SVU, like when they go and you're going to get them. Like, yeah, it's dangerous, but there's got to be a thrill when you finally get to put the cuffs on.
Adrenaline rush.
Yeah, or you're checking the rooms, like clear. You peeling around corners. It's gotta be a little thrill in that. No, you wouldn't want to take a door.
There's absolutely thrill in it. Don't get me wrong, but
fucking stakeout guy won't bash down a door.
He'll stare at people from a fucking great distance. But he
Yeah,
won't bash
what a
them.
fucking creep. Sometimes you got to get that battering
Take a
ram.
door.
that's someone
Did you
else's
ever use a
job.
battering ram at your old?
No, we didn't use the battering ram, but I was an engine guy, so it was very rare you got to work in the truck. You only do it here and there if you cross the floor. There's different things like that. But yeah, taking the irons
Yeah.
to open the Halligan to open the door. I only got to do it once at a real fire. It was fucking sick. Just crack it.
Did everybody get out safe? All the cats and dogs and everything too?
Nah, that's a fallacy.
No.
Nah, there was never any kid. They don't call that cats. Cats got smart over the years.
Since when? What year do you think they got smart?
Yeah.
I think when the internet came out, they started reading.
That was it.
Hey, we gotta start growing up these trees.
Yeah. I don't know. This is fucking crazy. It's hard to speculate. It's hard to even comment on without knowing how valid the report is, and B, not knowing what the fuck it was for.
I mean, Schefter is on the phone right now. I'm sure that tweet was put on his desk.
They all are. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. John, like, it's hard to believe that this guy's the only one with this. I'm sorry.
There's more people saying it.
Yeah, there are more people, including my buddy who typically has.
Is this guy the limo driver?
No, I mean,
Who is
like,
this guy?
Ed, you can read. I wouldn't read out loud or say who it is, but like this guy who we think is a creep is also saying. You know the guy.
Mm-hmm. Can I see?
This is the guy who said he used to tell people he worked for us.
Oh, wait, my guy?
No, not your guy.
You have a guy like that?
No,
I didn't even look. I just saw what it said.
Not your guy.
you were about to set the pit bull off.
Yeah.
They were about to be the buy owner, and this guy was about to be number 2.
I balked, and that guy never came back.
Yeah,
I'm still getting ricochets for that for some reason.
Yeah,
Are you?
That means I like you.
But you actually thought I had some affiliation when really I didn't at all.
I just checked day one. No, I didn't. I haven't bit your head off.
No,
Wait, what affiliation with who?
Nothing.
we're not. Dave,
we have to move on.
We'll move on.
We're past that?
Yeah. Listen, we'll come back around to this in the Bears. Rico only has a couple minutes left.
Real quick,
Yeah.
Adam Schefter retweet. Kevin Fishbane, Bears QB Justin Fields is addressing the media again in the locker room, wanted to make it clear he wasn't blaming the coaches. Quote, I can play better, point blank.
I want Justin Fields to succeed so bad.
They Viva La Stool him.
Potato ear moment.
They're hitting me everywhere.
Potato ear moment.
Yeah.
Potato ear moment for.
It is different when we don't have the headphones in.
Yeah, we read that exact same
Rico thought I was making a fireman.
So, hey, we all get potato ear moments, all right?
I was looking into the investigation.
We need to make that a thing.
Rico thought I was making a
passed the
cat
potato.
firefighter joke earlier.
Starting out, you get 3 year. If you go past 3, you got a punishment. That's your starting
That's the
now.
new law?
That applies to
September
everyone.
21st. Yes, it applies to everyone, the whole room. So that's one for Danny. You get to
Starting
3.
now?
My first
per day?
and last.
usually do
Three total.
I usually do
total?
at least one on Pick Central. Like you're checking something or you don't let. Yeah.
Oh, dude, this
of voice.
show is filled with potato ear
Yeah,
moments. Filled.
You guys got the Chiefs.
From everybody, don't look at me.
What's
Everyone.
the line?
I'm not saying I do it all the time.
Where's the game?
The line, it was 12.
It's 12 and a
I
half.
think KC, yeah,
Yeah.
12 and a half, yeah.
Yeah, I think they spank you.
I think we cover. I think we maybe win.
Maybe the Chiefs don't look like elite yet.
I'm kidding.
Dude,
Well,
it's like it's either it's one of two things. Either they like rally and put up a good fight, maybe win, or it is the fall of Rome, and this thing is just completely like
Yeah.
And what's
it's
funny
like the
is-
worst season of all time.
I think the Vikings are also in a spot where their season could like just be.
Do they have this
dumpster
week?
fire, and it's just in general.
Yeah.
like Cousins is not committed long term. I
Yeah.
can see Justin Jefferson getting mad. He's not getting the ball. Like they were in the playoffs last year. You won the division. I could see that bottoming out real quick. So you got two like kind of shit shows in the division, and you have another one who's a favorite in the Lions, who are unproven. They're not
Lions.
taking it by the balls.
Yep.
And you have basically a rookie quarterback in Jordan Love
Yep.
starting to an extent, first year starting. So like that division is like who wants it the least is what it's going to come
The
down.
Bears are such a mess that I can't even think about other teams. You know,
That's
like
bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Read out loud.
Read it.
Matt Eberflus has resigned, per Adam Schefter.
That's got to be a fake tweet.
It's a fake tweet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dave. That was mean.
I can't believe you did my guy like
That
that.
was mean. I'm sorry, Dave.
Fucked up.
But Dave, we are in an era of blue checks again.
That was mean. I'm sorry, Dave.
That should be banned.
I mean, you can't.
I know.
It's the rules.
Dave, that was mean. I admitted that.
Nothing has lost its value more than the blue check.
No,
Yeah, you
no.
got people-
I love
there are
that
people-
thing.
Blue
now.
checks are back.
Blue checks
Nah,
are the shit.
Everyone has one.
You got one.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I could edit
This
tweets.
is-
Took me forever to get.
It shows no credibility, is what I mean.
I would have never cared about it until I saw the screenshots of people making them. I'm like, "Phew,
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take a fucking free lunch a week.
This was Adam_Sheftar.
Oh, he's his cousin.
That was rude of me.
I like his work.
Maybe I should give myself a potato ear award for that. But I
No, that's
but I
not
won't.
potato weir.
Thank you. I want to get it because you got to run to
borderline slander though.
Yeah,
healthy debate.
We got a first
But I
day
want
out here, so-
I want thoughts on Notre Dame, Ohio State.
I was talking with Chief. I wanted to come in and kind of take Ohio State because I think they didn't show us everything. I think it might just be bully ball at Notre Dame, but it's very weird. Notre Dame's very good against the spread against ranked opponents, but I feel like there was a long stretch where they weren't winning outright against ranked opponents. I think it was like, dude, I think it was like 12 to 15 in a row.
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck what they did again when Bob Davie was the coach.
No, this is like recent years.
I mean, but that can't
I'll
be
tell
true because they beat Clemson twice.
I know. I think they finally debunked it, but and that's very recent though.
Right.
But coming into those games, it was like really, really bad.
Yeah, but then they had the year they beat Oklahoma on the road.
That was the championship.
They went
year,
undefeated that year. So I don't know. I think we need a stat check because
I'm fact checking it now, but we'll eventually get it.
But you're right. They lost to Georgia at home by 2, I think, a couple years ago. They had that game. They had an offensive pass interference, called back a winning touchdown against Florida State. I think that was Jameis' second year. Like
that was a good game.
They covered that game.
Yeah, well, that was the thing too. Like with Brian Kelly, I don't know which part of it, but I say it all the time. Like in 2015, it was like Brian Kelly's on the hot seat. Brian Kelly's going to go down.
Oh,
He didn't win a
Notre
championship,
Dame.
but he's going to go down as like one of the best coaches in Notre Dame history, in my opinion. It's hard because they've had guys who won championships.
Yeah, right.
But that was in the 40s and different shit like that. Modern day, he's been really successful.
He's the best they had since Holtz.
I think 2 playoff appearances, a championship
they had
game.
the BCS game and 2 playoff appearances. Yeah.
From 88 to like 05, they weren't in that. They were not a power.
I mean, they
won that national championship. They were good.
They probably could have been national champions in '93.
They got fucked on that one.
Yeah.
But then after 93, there was a long period of time.
Yeah, it was like when Lou Holtz got sick and they brought Bob Davie in. So let's say from 96 until 2012. That was like the, I don't know.
That like 18, 20.
15
It was a
year
dead year.
bad run.
They were not good.
3 different coaches, Tyrone Willingham.
Yeah.
Weiss.
Like
Charlie
5,
Weiss.
I think a couple of years they didn't make, or at least 1 year they didn't make a bowl. I remember 1 year in college they didn't make a bowl.
In like 20.
They were terrible.
16?
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
like
went
not-
4-8
not
that
in the
year.
picture.
That was the
So-
Northwestern year. I think that was 14.
Weiss
we'll
had
see.
Weiss had a couple exciting years.
What?
He went to he
all
went to
those
2
guys.
BCS
Willingham, they
games.
all got in, but then they never could like maintain it when it was time to get all your recruits.
Weiss thought that he could only recruit if he just recruited wide receivers, then they would be fine. Turns out you need big boys too, and so like he had some like decent recruiting classes, but it was all like perimeter guys. And then Kelly came in and was like, I don't know, he like restructured how they categorize guys, and it's like, no, like we're gonna build from the inside out.
Yeah, I mean
You can
Kelly
still see it to
had a
this
lot
day.
of personality shit. Like the Cincinnati kids were. I'll never forget that press conference when they went undefeated and they were like, you don't think we can win? I was like, they're like, I'm pretty sure we won the games, not him when he left for Notre Dame.
Yeah, and then they
Kind
got
of in the middle of the night,
smoked by
and they were pissed at him. But and Kelly obviously had the shit with the manager and all that, and just kind of being a dickhead, whatever.
Yeah,
he's very
kind of a
blunt.
dickhead, but he's a great.
But yeah, I mean, he took Notre Dame to that stretch. I think is one of the most successful to go down. So
Definitely. But like nobody cares if you don't win a national championship. They don't have a conference championship. So
No.
this is a big one though. This is
yeah, I don't know what if Ohio State was peeling a little bit back, but a freshman quarterback on the road or a sophomore, what year?
I've watched a lot of Ohio
Sophomore, I
State
think.
football, and I've
First year
watched
starter.
them put up 1,000 points on like Tennessee State in the first couple of weeks, and they weren't doing that.
If you look at the game,
they did 49
Michigan
unanswered.
punched their shit in because they want to play tough.
Yeah.
Oregon gave them problems in that game. Nobody thought was going to have a chance.
That's true, yeah.
They beat the shit out of them. Like
Here's what I think. If Estime, the running back, who is a stud,
animal.
but I think his muscles are too big. It makes him fumble sometimes. If he doesn't fumble at all, they have no lost fumbles, Notre Dame wins the game. I think, and I am genuine about that because I feel like Sam Hartman's going to be able to pick them apart. They don't have, like they have NFL guys. They don't have any other on defense. They don't have Chase Young on that side of the ball anymore. They have like good guys, but they don't have any top 10 like freak guys.
Ioannidis.
The only freak guy that they have in the whole team, really, I guess, is Marvin Harrison.
And he hasn't really done much through 2 weeks,
And
granted.
they got the quarterback, and
Hartman's unbelievable.
I heard Brandon Walker screaming about this, like who's going to cover him. Ben Morrison is an All-American. He was a freshman All-American last year. He will be a first-round pick after next season when he goes pro. He's probably the best corner Notre Dame has had in my lifetime. Marvin Harrison's is better than him, but Ben Morrison will make him work. Like that's a guy that you can trust against him with a little bit of help. And I think if Notre Dame can't find a way to win this one, it's then they're going to have some problems. Like then they're like an 8-4 team.
yeah.
Because I don't know if they can beat SC, but even last year in Columbus with Tyler Buckner,
Game was close.
that game was a fight for 3+ quarters, and Notre Dame had a guy who had 2 quarterbacks who both transferred out. Buckner went to Alabama. He lasted less than a half, got benched. Drew Pine went to Arizona or Arizona State. He had 23 attempts with 4 interceptions, and he got benched. Those are the 2 quarterbacks who played in that game for Notre Dame, and they kept it close.
Hartman's legit.
Yeah, he's a legit quarterback.
I'm excited.
It's a big day. This is the first
as
one
a
where it's like
bystander.
wall to wall. I like it
What else?
set up perfectly too. It's 2 games at 12, like 2 at 3 or 3 at 3:30, I think, and then like 4 or 5. At least 3 at night.
Colorado,
but the game
Oregon.
nobody's mentioning is Oregon State, Wazoo too. Weird shit happens out at the Palouse. That's a fun one. Utah UCLA is a great one. even just Utah, like uniform game with that. Alabama Ole Miss is like, to me down my radar. And then you got Ohio State, Notre Dame. It's loaded. I think it's loaded.
I'm excited.
Even the undercard, like
Iowa
SMU,
State, Penn
TCU
State
is always been an entertaining game.
Yeah.
That's up there. Like there's a lot of good ones.
It's a great weekend.
Iowa,
Northwestern versus Minnesota.
Yep.
The Colorado situation is unreal, though. Like that game Saturday night, the fact that I remember sitting there, my buddy's like, "Oh, what are you doing tonight?" It's like, I don't know. He's like, "Well, I want to watch the Colorado game." That's fucking.
No, he's
crazy.
got. Listen, it's crazy to say why do people care about Colorado, but who cared about Miami back before they started building what they did in the documentary? Okay, who started caring about Georgetown before John Thompson had that going? Who cared about UNLV? Like you can get a team who cared about the Fab Five. Like, I'm probably shitting on some of the, like they've had good teams in the past, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Colorado won a national championship in our lifetime.
Not too long ago. Yeah.
In our lifetime.
Too long ago.
Yeah. It was 1990. So.
Oh, was it? I was
young. I was 3.
Yeah.
But they were never. I remember Cordell Stewart,
Rashawn Salam. They had.
Yeah, I mean they had
Chris
names,
Brown.
but they've also been really bad.
Yeah.
I remember punt returner Jeremy Bloom.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Like they had fun teams right up on, and I think they went to. Didn't they play like Joey Harrington in a BCS game?
No, because they would have. Oh, maybe
they were still Big 12, like 2002, something like that. So like they had even into like the early 2000s, they were like a top 15 program, and then they had the guy. This is the Big 12. Remember that rant?
Yep.
That coach they brought in from Boise State, and then they were never the same.
It lived up to it too. You just had to turn on that game for 10 seconds, and you felt the energy through the TV. All the stars were there. It started off, it was chippy. They were fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you don't like to see people take late hits like that. I think
that was wicked cheap.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it
this
was
fucking
bad.
dirtiest hit I've ever seen in my life.
This is what Dion wanted. He wanted to make an impact.
Yeah.
He made an impact. So
kind of
I
shit.
give him a
that
lot
gets
of credit.
people going.
But you see, he and his kids were at the Broncos game, and they pulled the kid who had his phone. He's like, "Oh, Shador, you're a first rounder next year." He goes, "You're not going anywhere." Dion's like, "You're not going anywhere."
Is he gonna be though?
The NIL money is crazy though, so it's like
Oh,
he's not even.
He's making millions. I bet. Is Shador gonna be? Is he thought of
I
on
think
a
he's
pro
moving his
level?
way up the board. We're gonna. See
He's probably the next Bears quarterback, man. He's probably the next Bears quarterback. Sure.
If you were just a casual, I say it all the time. If you're just a casual college football fan this year, just pick the Pac-12. The
Pac-12 is awesome.
Loaded.
Yeah,
quarterbacks.
eight ranked teams.
Yeah, they're finally getting some respect, but I'm probably gonna forget. But just off the top of my head, Bo Nix, who's turned himself into a really good quarterback.
He sucks.
He
sucks.
He better than you think.
He stinks.
But he was so bad at Auburn.
I know that's the
Sucks.
thing. That's why he's
a
got credit.
12th year fucking quarterback in an air raid
Kid
offense.
at
Come on,
UCLA
he stinks.
is good. Utah's got a good kid in Rising. Colorado's got a good kid. Wazoo's got a good kid. Washington has a good kid.
Penix stinks.
Who else am I missing? Arizona has a kid, Deloria, who can score. And they're bad, but there's got to be another team I'm
I think
missing
Penix
too.
is awesome.
But the
sucked it in.
conference is loaded with
But
quarterbacks.
would you, if you were picking in the
Best
top
season they've
10, would
had.
you want any of those guys?
Huh?
If you were an NFL team picking in the top 10, would you want any of those guys?
I'm bad at judging talent. I mean, I still think
Caleb
Brandon
Williams.
Doughty at Western Kentucky should have been an NFL
If
rounder.
I have that too. I still think Connor Shaw would have been.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think if my team drafted Bo Nix and tried to tell me that this guy is the franchise, I'd be like, "You're all fired."
I'm telling you, he's improved. I don't know if he's
Get
the
Adam
franchise.
Schefter.
He
He's
has
old
improved.
as fuck.
But they haven't watched him this year much, I bet.
In fairness, he has improved.
Like
I know he's lighting it up. But I've seen it.
But who is that kid from Washington State?
Cam Ward. He might be an NFL sleeper. He's really good.
Okay.
He's really good.
All right, Bosco. Thank you, sir. Keep rolling.
Bosco, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
We got to talk some more Bears.
All right, so we're back. We took a pretty decent hiatus from when you just heard us 2 minutes ago, and rumors are whirling like wildfire about what's going on with Alan Williams. No one fucking knows at this juncture. It's 4 p.m. on Wednesday. I don't really know what to say anymore because I don't like the
Speculation,
I hate
conjecture.
that.
Well, and it's like the rumors that are floating out there are like the most serious rumors that you could possibly have.
Yes.
So you can't like joke. You don't even want to say them out loud.
No.
It's fucking horrifying. But then it's like his statement, Alan Williams' statement. Do you want me to read it? The Alan Williams statement?
Yeah, it's
You can paraphrase. It says he's taking a step back.
But like he said, yeah, he's taking a step back. He appreciates the opportunity, but he goes, I value what the NFL Shield stand and all it stands for. And after taking some time to address my health, I plan to come back and coach again. If the allegations that are swirling around the internet are true, that is not how you end that letter, I don't think. Nope. This also seems like it's a letter, like if it's as serious as people say, like you do that through a fucking lawyer. This looks like it was written by him. It's not like, I don't know. It's like a very peculiar, weird situation,
and
to say the least.
Considering the rumors that have reached Halas Hall, because they did say that the FBI or CIA or Homeland Security or whoever
said that there was
a
raid, and now they're saying that's not true.
They're saying that's not true, that it didn't happen at Halas Hall.
well, we're doing exactly what we said we weren't going to do.
No, we're addressing that we said that there were rumors. That one's been dispelled. I think you can
the Bears
say
dispelled that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but considering that, like, that the rumors exist if you're the Bears, I think that if it's not true, you have to get ahead of that immediately, because someone's in. I mean, that's like the most heinous thing you can do outside murdering someone.
Well, nothing is out now. We will tack something on at the end of this episode like we did when Rick and Kenny got fired a month or two ago. But that's where we're at right now. Besides that, the biggest breaking news is Nathan Peterman
gone,
is let go. So that's
it's Badger ball.
Nothing to see here.
Can we pivot to Peanut being the FBI?
Well, we knew that, but I don't think.
But like, is that a conflict of interest of all the FBI agents to raid?
Hey, dum. There's no way that they broke the news through Peanut Tillman.
Bront broke the news. Imagine him taking a peanut punch at that door.
Okay,
you think Peanut? You don't think Peanut was involved in this? You don't.
I have no clue. He's an FBI guy.
You're sitting there acting like he took off his Bears bomber jacket to unveil his FBI jacket.
Danny Dum over here. You are an internet veteran. You can't be falling for stories like
I'm
when
just saying.
When I saw that tweet, I was like, well, this stinks. There's no way that this is true.
I'm missing the joke.
37,000 people that work in the FBI, and you think Peanut Tillman was the guy busting down a former kind of sort of coach's teammates?
It'd be nice.
The tweet was that he was the one who told Bears upper management. There's no.
I didn't believe that. I just believed he was an FBI agent somehow involved in this.
I think he was a Bear, and he is in the FBI. We don't even know if the FBI is involved.
Zero idea. There's so many things that.
This is what I mean. This is fucking stupid. Why can't the Bears just release a statement?
Media
Ian
purgatory.
Rappaport said like an hour ago that the Bears were going to release a statement imminently.
And at the end of the day, this is just more shit that we have to deal with this fucking franchise. And that's what's super annoying.
I have enjoyed the Southpaw versus Staley Spider-Man memes that I've been seeing out there.
Sounds about right. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, too, we could say what's black and white, and that's that our defensive coordinator lasted exactly one game.
Yeah. 1 year.
He coached one game.
Yeah.
He was there last year. So it's these one game. Yeah. He lasted one game this year for the season.
Yep. It's
not great.
I mean, can we all
controversy aside, that's not good.
It's not good, but he kind of you had him on your shit list last week. Maybe this is, I mean, obviously we're talking solely football right here, but
oh boy,
fuck him anyways. Get him out of here.
He was on my. I had 3 people on my.
You were
close to getting the fuck off my team.
Wish granted.
Yeah, wish granted. I mean, I hope. But like, here's the thing though. Like, if his statement is correct, which that's what you have to believe right now, right? Then it's like personal, and like I hope he's okay and everything's fine.
I keep going back to. Because then there's like the timeline of it. It was also weird where there was reports saying that he resigned this morning, and there were reports saying that he resigned in the afternoon, and then the Eberflus press conference where he was like, I don't know, like basically like I don't know if I can't comment. There's no update. Like, what are you talking about? He has no update and wouldn't say if he's still the defensive coordinator.
Yeah. We're in media purgatory.
Purg.
Yeah,
we're purged. I guess we'll leave it there. I guess we'll leave it there because there's not a whole lot to say right now.
Glad we could help clarify for everyone.
Yeah, but we don't want to be those guys either.
No, I'm kidding.
No,
we
you
don't. We
can't.
can't clarify. No one knows anything.
Yeah.
But we're not going to speculate either. Bad day for some people on the internet, I feel like. Because there are people that are running wild with some stories that are in the media or trying to be or something.
Yeah.
And it's you can't do that. You can't do that.
I know.
So,
All right, we could
move it along.
move it along. Finally, the fucking Cubs got back on track. Hopefully, listen, we're saying this before Steele pitches tonight. I'm marking it in as a W.
Better
we
be.
need it because we fucking need it.
Better be.
So
that was a tough road trip.
fucking brutal. 2-8.
Can't beat the Diamondbacks. Couldn't beat the Rockies.
Yeah.
Assad last night, and like that was one of those games too where during the day I was like, there's no way the Cubs are losing this game at home to the Pirates tonight after an off day, the whole thing. Assad's been great for the most part since taking over for Stroman in the rotation. And then the rain started, and I was like, oh, fuck, it's delayed. Like, it could just be, like, one of those weird games, and it's like they can't afford to, like, piss one of those away. But they got the job done. But I kind of feel like they need to – they have 3 against the Pirates and 3 against the Rockies all at home. I kind of feel like they need to go 5-6 because then their next 6 are
Atlanta
and Milwaukee to close the season. Now, you could say that both of those teams will have everything wrapped up, so maybe they're trying to set up their rotation. They're resting guys. Like it might not be like the full.
You still gotta fucking play that offense.
I agree, but like who knows who's playing?
Of course,
They might not have a full roster for those games. But
and we all know all too well that in those situations a lot too, you'll get some guy getting his chance to start, and he'll just throw his first game. You got no great scouting report on him. You don't know anything that he does, and then he just goes out and throws a great heater of a game. But they have, and Miami's schedule is way softer.
Yeah, Milwaukee for 3, New York for 3, Pitt for 3.
Tankathon actually did like a great strength of schedule thing. I haven't been on it in a bit for baseball. Let me pull it up.
So it went from being like we're good to very scary.
Yeah,
fast.
The Cubs have the 13th hardest schedule.
What are you laughing
Get
at?
that fucking smile off your face.
I'm not smiling.
Yeah,
you are smiling.
You want them to fall apart
He's
here.
tweeting the dead baby Cub as we speak.
Yeah, you piece of shit.
I have it scheduled.
The dead baby Cub?
Yep.
Does your heart of hearts say this team makes the playoffs?
They're a half game up. Man.
They're a half game up on
I think
Marlins.
they do. I think they do. Not for any reason other than that's just how it goes for me. They'll tickle my balls with the late season collapse.
Yeah.
And then they'll,
What are the Diamondbacks? Because the Diamondbacks are only a half game up.
Yeah,
on the
let's look at
Cubs.
them.
Mm-hmm.
The Diamondbacks have...
They have 3 against Houston, 3 against the Yankees, 3 against the White Sox, and 1 against the Giants.
The Yankees and Sox, obviously. The Yankees are dead.
Yeah.
Dead. They're done.
Hey, it'd be great if that Yoan Moncada guy who's been red hot lately continues to be red hot and helps us out.
That would be great.
Right?
Wouldn't it be something if the White Sox swept the Diamondbacks and that is how the Cubs get in the playoffs? That would be incredible.
It'll
Dave,
happen. It'll probably happen.
That would be great. Should we shake hands on
Sure.
it? That was a bad
Just
handshake.
shake hands.
Yeah. That would
But
be awesome.
Ed and I were talking. I haven't watched the baseball, so I didn't even know the Sox were playing during the day today. I looked at it, so I saw someone bitching about them, and I looked and they were losing 10-1 to the Nationals. And we're not going to stick around forever on the White Sox for obvious reason. However, it honestly makes me mad that Yoan Moncada has had just an awesome 40 games in stretch.
Now, why would that make you mad, Dave?
Day late, dollar short, motherfucker. That's why. Fucking do it when it matters. And injuries. I don't want to have to argue with people about Yoan Moncada anymore because of these last few games or last few weeks. And then it's going to happen again next year where he starts the season back stiff, doesn't care to be out there, bad body language, strikes out 30% clip.
He's getting all those averages up so the truthers have something to hold on to next year.
Yes, instead of just letting it go.
Yeah, and you're totally done on him.
He has to win an MVP next year for me to be like, all right, bring him back
Yeah.
the year after.
Is his last year contract is next year?
Guaranteed, yeah.
Guaranteed.
He might be one of those guys that is like perfectly content to just play forever in a small market team that finishes in last.
Probably.
Like no one pays attention. Like there's definitely guys like that. They talk about it in hockey all the time where like he'll be great playing for fucking Carolina and he'll get traded to Toronto and he just like can't hack it. Or like you see that guys go to the Yankees and it's like they flint, like Yankees, Boston, like certain guys. Like remember like this is not like a great example, but like JD Drew, where it's like he just wanted to, but like when you put him in like the pressure cooker, he's just like,
right.
He can't do it. Maybe Moncada is just like one of those.
I don't think he cares.
Talent.
I don't think he cares enough.
That's what I mean.
Like I don't think he cares enough. Like he would be bad in New York because he doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit.
I'm saying like
about the pressure. He just doesn't.
I think that he would be better suited where no one would know. Like no one's paying attention, so he's lighting it up because like people are dead. So like if he went to like maybe Kansas City or Oakland or something like that, he might.
He's in one of
slander
those.
JD Drew?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I just looked it up. I was like, JD Drew playoffs. It says 2007 ALCS, Game 60, the Grand Slam.
What an idiot Chief is.
I just slandered
He doesn't
JD
even
Drew.
remember fucking.
I
that
do
Grand
remember
Slam.
that. I was actually visiting my buddy at Ball State during that. It was against the Indians, right?
What's blocking me?
2007. This is where my dozen brain takes over. I'm almost positive that was against the Indians, and they had like Carrasco and Sabathia and like that pitching staff.
It looks right. That looks correct.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's just I don't know. I feel like Moncada is just a guy like when the no one's paying attention. No one even cares enough to call him a little bitch anymore, and that's when he gets on fire. That's my point.
Fuck him.
You're not watching anymore.
I'm not. I don't give
Yeah,
a shit.
no,
There's nothing to watch.
I agree. You
I
did
need
say something that kind of perked my ears up. That you're like, I hope Robert gets 40 bombs, and you said it earnestly, genuinely, like
because he's played 142 games this year. He's gonna play 155 games this year. He's gonna probably hit 40 bombs. He plays stellar center field defense, and he shows up every day, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, he got called out once in April, and he's been like a good soldier, great player since then.
Never. And the sad thing is, like his last month, he's
sputtering.
He's not completely. He's hit 2 bombs the last 2 days. I don't know what he did today, but like he's gonna get MVP votes this year. Obviously, Show's gonna win it, but I mean everybody's playing for second. But that's impressive, in
and of itself.
So
correct. But yeah, to loop back in, what a disaster of a 10-game stretch it's been.
Yeah.
And it would really suck to
they play
see,
at 6:40 tonight, correct?
Yeah.
like there's getting somewhere where, obviously the whole deadline, do you sell, do you buy? To get 2 weeks out and just really let the bottom fall, that would really be disappointing.
I mean, they've done that like recently too.
I know.
Yeah.
And like the more time expands, you're like, all right, well, but then now it's like you're staring down the barrel of.
No, but it's like
bad.
I do feel like the schedule, like it's there for them. If you win 5 out of 6, you're probably in a pretty good spot.
It's just not an easy task, I feel.
It's not, but like they are better than those teams.
Yeah,
like they're better than those teams, and they're at home. And then it's like if you go 500, I feel like against Atlanta and Milwaukee, you're probably those teams who again setting up their rotation, maybe resting guys. Maybe you don't see Yelich 3 times, maybe you only see him once, and all of a sudden you're in the playoffs. And I think it's at least plausible. They got they gotta go. And you want a big time spin zone on that?
Yeah.
They know what the standings are. So I do think that there is an element. You see this all the time where the teams are like click into playoff mode at the end, and then you're playing super intense games no matter the sport. You get in the playoffs, you just keep it rolling, and the team that's been sitting around waiting to ratchet it up, they kind of get caught off guard, and all of a sudden they
lose rhythm and shit.
Right, and then you're through to the next round. So if you don't know, so I don't think it's not a great spot right now. I'd rather be sitting where the Diamondbacks are. If they could have at least split with them, they'd be, sitting 2 up right now from that last spot. But it's all right there for them. It's all right there for them.
Yeah, it is. And then on a very positive note, since it's been doom and gloom all show.
Is this my part of the show?
I mean, Conor Bedard, first game in a Blackhawks sweater, went pretty well.
And it's not like he was getting goals off of his shin pads, like, or deflections or weird. It was like, these are 3 goals that most players would be like, that's the best goal of their career. And he just like, and he was incredible. And it was on YouTube. It was in the middle of college football. I feel like you have to be a fucking nerd to have watched that game because it was streaming on YouTube. I watched it. I put it up on my 55-inch TV and had the football on screen number 2, which was my laptop.
We gave Bedsy screen 1.
He got screen 1. He got screen 1. Yeah. And like, first period he didn't score, but I was like very happy with how he played. Like, he looked like the best player on the ice, which is what you want. But like, I wasn't like, I don't like need him to score. That was like my thinking in my head. Like, just look awesome. He had like 8 shots on goal or something. Like, controlled the game. I'm like, that's great. Goals will come. And then they came like immediately. Like that goal he had in the second period, we had the toe drag where he pulled it into his skates and like launched it bar down for his first goal. It's like a classic Bedard goal. Ryan Hartman was texting me, and he was like, 90% of the league gets that shot blocked. Like, they all shoot it from here. If you pull it into your feet like that, nobody can launch it from that far. Like, you don't have no leverage. And he just buried. Yeah. And then his second goal, he's like backing into the corner. Like, it's like the whole defense just takes like a, exhale, because it's a non-threatening, like, it's almost like a regroup situation.
Yeah.
And he's just like, no, I'm going far side, bar down from an impossible angle. Like, catches everybody off guard, goal. And it's like, I've never even really seen anybody do that. Guys score from that area. Like, that's like the Ovechkin Stamkos one-time spot. But like, like a bomb's coming. He was like backing up. Like, you do that, like, you're usually pass it back out to the point. No, he just fires it on net. Perfect shot, goal. And it's just like, this guy, he's going to have so many highlights, like, because he scores goals and like, he doesn't score conventional goals. It's going to be like a Patrick Kane situation again, where it's like, holy fuck, I've never seen that before. That's going to be Bedard. He's doing things that no one has ever seen.
So Hartman was like, this guy's
fucking unbelievable. Yeah.
Already at 18.
Yeah. And I had other former players that I don't feel as comfortable like shouting them out on the podcast in case they don't want me to know or want people to know. But they were all saying the same thing. Like, this guy's like, what the fuck?
They're like, we're nervous when Bedsy rolls into our city.
They didn't say things like that, but it's like, it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to put up goals. Like, he's going to score goals. The team's going to be bad. Like, training camp opens, I guess today when you're listening to this. They're going to, I haven't published a blog yet. They're going to have probably as many as 9 to 10 different rookies or first year-ish guys, like less than a year of service time, play games this year. So that's like half that on a given night. That could be half the team. So that's not great if you're trying to win games. Like, they're going to have a ton of rookies, like Lucas Reichel's his first year, Vlasic. They're going to have young goalies with Comesso and Soderblom. They're going to be a bad team. They're going to be counting lottery balls again, like whatever. But they're going to be fucking exciting. And it's like it's not like they're bad because like, oh, we have to go get them. They have the young guys that are going to be a part of this team going forward now with Bedard and Gorchinski and Kaiser, but they're just not like ready to like carry the load of a playoff team yet. But it's the same. It's like the names that are going to be stars this year in the team will be like core pieces when they are good again. So it's worth watching, and it's going to be fun. I genuinely cannot wait to watch Bedard play. First game of the year is against Sidney Crosby. Like, that's
pretty fucking awesome.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Next game's against Boston. Yeah, that's so. That was actually, I posted it as if like I made that diagram. That was a Ryan Hartman made that. So shout out to Hartsey. But that like really illustrates it. Like, that is like that image one. Like, that's a shooting position, and there's not a coach in the world who would look at that on the left side of the screen there, would get mad at you for shooting that shot. Even though it's going to get blocked a lot of times, like there's that old hockey cliche, there's no such thing as a bad shot on net. Goes off a shin pad, goes off a stick, the goalie's screened, you put it on, you just never know. But Bedard just takes it one step forward where in a flash, he brings it into his feet, and then it's like he has a shooting lane and he buries it.
It doesn't make sense. Like,
it doesn't make sense.
I can feel myself holding a hockey stick and trying to shoot a puck from that angle, and you can't do it.
You can't.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
The stick's like straight down and his wrist is upside down.
That's what I was saying. Like when they draft him, like he has invented a new way to shoot the puck, and like that's like a perfect diagram of that. And it's like you can't that's like the other thing. Like there's this expression in hockey where they call him, oh, he's a four-way skater. Like you'll hear them say that about defensemen a lot. Like he's great side to side, up and down. He can move because some guys are just like they're fast, like Anthony Ciu, straight line. He could probably be in the Olympics for like speed. He's fucking insanely fast. Bedard can just like wiggles around and like creates like his edge work's unbelievable. So it's like he looks like he's stopped, and all of a sudden he changes direction or changes it a little bit, and he's got 18 inches of space, and that's all he needs, and he buries it. So it's gonna be fucking great. It's gonna be great to watch them this year.
Fun times.
Yeah.
I also got to stop calling him Bedsy. People are gonna think I'm serious.
Yeah, that's almost like just like an inside joke.
It is an
us.
inside joke. I gotta stop because it.
But people are gonna start calling him that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He doesn't have like a natural nickname.
Yeah, true.
But I haven't heard it like all of his like Team Canada stuff or junior stuff. I've never heard people like, oh, there's Bedsy. Yeah.
No.
So
Can't have it.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you remember what Biz said when he said that to him at the Barstool Awards? He goes, "Oh, you're calling him Bedsy now?" He's like, "You can't do that. You got to earn that. You got to earn Bedsy." I was like,
Earn Bedsy.
Yeah.
All right. We could wrap the show there. We will tack on an extra emergency, however long, if more Alan Williams news does come out. Until then, we'll be there Sunday at Cody's Public House.
Yep.
So come on out. 3:00 game against the Chiefs. We'll be chilling. Go to ChevyDriverChicago.com to enter to win. You could watch the game with us.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, and then that's like at our table and shit.
Yeah.
But like everyone else is free to come out.
Yeah, the Millers will be flowing at our table. It's important to note it's a big dog bar, so bring your
your
dogs.
dog. Eddie wants to see your dog.
I'll take a picture with anyone's dog.
Here's a little update if we want to.
Who's it from?
Courtney Cronin. She's got 80-something thousand.
Yeah.
I spoke with Andrew M. Stroth, a sports attorney based out of Chicago who's working with former Bears DC Alan Williams. He told me Williams is resigning due to health concerns and family issues given the false rumors and what seems to be out there in social media. I just want to set the record straight that Coach Williams has some health challenges and some family issues he's dealing with, and he thought it was the right time to take a step back and deal with those issues. He has tremendous respect for the Bears organization, and he just thought it was the time to handle his health issue and personal matters.
Told the next tweet following down, Andrew M. Stroth, Alan Williams representation, told me that Williams, his home was not raided, nor was Halas Hall, and that any rumor, speculation, she tweets it, you want me to read it? Of child pornography charges are unequivocally untrue. There is no legal action against Coach Alan Williams whatsoever. That's fucking wild.
What the fuck is going on?
How does a rumor like that spread? Like, how does that get started and spread to the point where,
what do you mean, how does it get started? There's so many fucking idiots online that will just tweet anything.
But it should tweet and die unless you have, like,
it sucks because if he does get into football coaching, what's going to happen again. Should this, now we're just assuming it's not true, kind of, sort of, after these tweets, but, that's going to hang over his head still.
Yeah, big time.
I don't know. Let's wait and see.
Yeah, let's wait and see.
Yeah. Besides that, we'll also be at Barstool River North tonight.
Thursday night, Barstool River North. BRN.
Thursday night game. We'll be watching the Cubs Pirates. We'll be watching Giants 49ers. And then Saturday, I'll be at Hiawatha Park for the First Responders tournament.
Yes.
I'll be here.
Softball
Go Irish.
Game. I'll be there later. I'll be going during the day.
You coming to the stream?
I don't know if I can make the stream, but good luck on there.
Yeah, me
Kick
and
Brandon Walker's ass.
I think Brandon Walker is.
Well, I'm also I don't have a dog in the fight.
Yeah, but I would say that Brandon Walker is probably. I hate giving this guy credit and compliments so many times, but I feel like he is the most fair-minded person about Notre Dame. Like, he doesn't like Notre Dame, but I feel like he calls it how it is. Where, like, a lot of people just hate on Notre Dame and, like, oh, they don't play anybody, but they do. And they have, like, this whole false narrative. Brandon Walker will just kind of be like, yeah, they're a very good football team. They should win 10 games. They could go undefeated if, he's like the only neutral, quote-unquote neutral, fair-minded Notre Dame person out there in college
Sounds
football.
like it's going to be good to watch a game with him then.
Or is that big? I wonder if that big idiot Big Ev is coming in.
I do wonder. Well, don't say that about him.
I like having a rivalry.
He
with him.
reached out to me. He's like, hey, if you need some fucking gas to talk Fields up, like, let me know. So we'll probably bring him on at some point.
I would like
to
that.
talk about some Fields.
I can still call him a big fucking idiot.
When it comes to Ohio State, sure.
Yeah.
He told me last week he was coming.
Okay, good.
Oh, good. Yeah, see you and him. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, we did that last year too. It was fun.
All right, everybody. That's it. We will see you guys next
Frank
time.
the Tank weighing in. Bears are a disaster.
Thank you, Frank.